One of the most powerful Stoic lessons is contained at the very start of the Enchiridion, or Handbook of Epictetus. Some things are within our direct control and other things are not. We should focus all our energies on those things under our direct control. So, what, according to the profound Stoics, is under our direct control? Less than most of us think. Essentially, only what we do and how we think about things. The problem is we spend so much time trying to control other things. This inevitably leads to all kinds of serious problems, including disappointment, frustration, and bad relationships. In my work as a psychotherapist and life coach, this apparently obvious truth has probably had the most profound impact of all the Stoic ideas. Many clients have found that this key Stoic idea helps with anger management, worry, sleep issues, social anxiety, and dealing with various adversities such as illness and injury, to name a few. We will be returning to this theme later in the series, for example those on Stoic serenity, anger, and adversity. I hope the introduction to the dichotomy of control in this video lays a solid foundation to you becoming more stoic, and at the same time a calmer, more rational version of yourself. 1. Control the controllables. After winning her match in the 2021 US Open quarterfinals, 18-year-old outsider Emma Raducanu was asked the secret of how she, such a young and inexperienced player, could look so composed on the court. Control the controllables. Be in the moment and concentrate on the next point, came the reply. 3 days later, Raducanu made history by becoming the first qualifier ever to win a Grand Slam. Controlling the controllables has become a byword for top sports people. It also happens to be the simplest way to express the fundamental truth put forward by Epictetus at the start of the handbook. Its application is by no means confined to elite sport. When you concentrate on the things you can control, such as being in the present moment and what you do next, you become more focused, calm, and effective. When you focus on things outside of your control, your attention is scattered, you become more anxious and less effective. Think back over the last 24 hours. How could controlling the controllables have helped you? 2. Coach A and Coach B. Imagine two tennis coaches. Coach A offers this advice. Try to stop the crowd from cheering for your opponent. Reflect on how rotten your luck has been. Pray that your opponent gets tired. Coach B offers very different advice. Focus all your energy on your next shot and how best you can play it. Ignore the crowd. Forget everything that has gone before and focus on the present moment. We know that Coach B is offering much sounder advice, but why? Reflect on the why and ready yourself for its practical application when you find yourself in a pressing moment, at work, or in the home, today. 3. What you can and can't control, a self-check-in. Trying to control what you can may become a non-stop cycle of frustration and disappointment. If, instead, you focus on what you can control, you will feel more positive and be much more efficient. Get ahead of the day and this cycle, and perform this brief self-check-in. What is on your mind today? What aspects of these things can you control? What can't you control? For the Stoic solution, the dichotomy of control. Some things are within your control and others are not. Under your control are what you do and the way you think about things. Everything else, what others do, what they think about you, the past, and the outcome of your actions, is not under your control. This dichotomy of control gives a Stoic spin to controlling the controllables. Focus only on your actions and thoughts. Don't let anything not under your control upset you. That's the way to Stoic serenity. 5. The dichotomy of control comes to my rescue. I found a great opportunity to practice the dichotomy of control when I lost my wallet shortly before I was due to travel abroad. My first reaction was to be furious with myself for letting it happen. Then I remembered Stoicism. What couldn't I control? That the wallet had gone. What could I control? I could ring the bank. What could I learn from it? To be more careful in future. My new credit cards arrived in time for my travel, and Stoicism helped me deal with the situation calmly and rationally. When we take a logical point of view, we become less panicky. That clarity allows us to see that the solution to this problem is simply, simple. 6. Heather has a blind date. Heather has a blind date tonight, and she's nervous. Can Stoicism help her out? Which of these are within her control and which are not? A. Whether her date will be her type. B. Whether she will be their type. C. If the date goes well, whether they'll be happy together. D. Having a positive attitude towards her date. The answer? Only D. Once Heather lets go and stops worrying about the things she cannot control, she feels calmer and begins to actually feel excited about the evening. 7. Another weekend. It's Saturday morning and Paula is starting to feel blue. Nothing is going her way. Her boss doesn't appreciate her. She is sure she flunked a recent job interview, and her lover hasn't responded to her suggestions for date night. Then she remembers Stoicism and controlling the controllables. She uses this simple 3-column technique to get over the weekend blues, remembering that all she can control are her thoughts and actions. If she can't control, action plan. Work boss? Interview, what happened? Love life, lover? What do you think would be a Stoic approach for her going forward? Help Paula by entering a wise plan of action into the last column. 8. Saturday serenity. Here's how Paula used Stoicism to help turn her weekend around. Issue: can't control, action plan. Work boss, accept not being appreciated, become indifferent to it, and look for a new satisfying position. Interview, what happened? I don't know for sure that I didn't get the job. If I didn't, I'll reflect on what I can learn from the interview experience. Love life, lover. Well, if he's not interested in me, then I can't change that. It is what it is, and his perception of me does not determine my value. Do you agree with her action plans? Try out the same 3-column technique today to achieve Stoic serenity every day. 9. The Serenity Prayer. In recovery programs, the first lines of the Serenity Prayer are traditionally recited at the start of every meeting. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Fun fact: the seeds of the Serenity Prayer can be seen in Epictetus's handbook written nearly 2,000 years ago. Regardless of your beliefs, God can be viewed as what directs you, whatever power motivates and drives you personally. It's a very memorable way of expressing the dichotomy of control. Use this mantra as a serene reminder to wisely discern what you can and cannot control, so as to avoid disturbing your inner peace. 10. But I want to have an impact on the world. Harry very much likes the idea that he will feel tranquil once he lets go of everything outside his control. But he is concerned that Stoicism might mean he accepts too much and becomes passive, and so not an agent for change. I don't want to accept the world stoically. I want to help make the world a better place, he cries. This is a misconception, confusing lowercase Stoicism, keeping a stiff upper lip, with uppercase Stoicism, real Stoicism. Ancient Stoics like the Roman Senator Cato the Younger were very involved in politics. Stoicism isn't about being passive at all. In fact, it's all about doing the right thing when it's time for action and embracing radical acceptance when it's not. The Serenity Prayer captures this part of Stoicism memorably. Real Stoics have the courage to change what they can and should change, and the serenity to accept what they truly cannot.